If you have ever lacked purpose and contentment in your role as a wife, mother, and homemaker, then you are not alone, and keep watching this video. Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Amy and I am a wife and a mother to 2 little boys. I am a homemaker and I, like many of you, have struggled immensely with finding true purpose and contentment in my role as a mother. I don't know about you, but I didn't always know I was going to be a stay-at-home mom. When I started my career as a nurse, I never truly envisioned that there would ever be a time that I would be able to fully be at home. And although I dreamed of it, although I longed for it, longing for something and actually having it are 2 different things. When I became a mother and realized that splitting myself between the hospital and home was something that I truly did not desire to do, it still was a huge adjustment. You train your whole life to go into a career and for that career, and then all of a sudden when you switch gears and motherhood now is your career, homemaking is your career, I don't think we often realize just how big of an undertaking that really is. Such a lifelong journey that really is. You might be like me, where you know with absolute certainty that splitting yourself outside of the home and taking care of your kids and your family is something that you know is not right for you. But you also could be feeling completely frustrated and lost and lacking contentment in your role as a stay-at-home mom and homemaker. And that's why I wanted to create this video. More than anything with this channel, I want to inspire you. I want to help you find purpose and peace and contentment in wherever you are on your journey as a wife, mother, and a homemaker. And so I want to share with you some things that have really helped me over these last 4, almost 5 years of being a mother to find that purpose that I have been craving, to find that fulfillment and that peace, because I no longer feel like I'm trying to chase down something. I finally feel like I'm attaining it, that I'm building it, and that I'm cultivating it. So with that said, let's just get into it. The first thing that really helped me in my motherhood journey is treating my home like a canvas and me like its painter. You might already know this, but as the mother, as the wife, as the homemaker, you are the head of your household. Your husband, yes, he is the leader of your family, but when it comes to your dominion, your home is your dominion. It is your home, it's your haven, it's your workplace. And so with that, God calls us to be the stewards of our home. He calls us, in Proverbs 24, it says, "Through wisdom a house is built, and by understanding it is established. By knowledge the rooms are filled with all precious and pleasant riches." That means that we are meant to build up our homes. We are meant to fill our homes, to cultivate places that feel safe and warm, beautiful and inviting for our family. Our homes are meant to reflect us, not anybody else, not your neighbor down the street or your mother or your sister or that girl that you follow on Instagram. Your home is meant to reflect you. And if it reflects you and brings you joy, then it is going to bring joy and happiness to your family because they love you. Therefore, they love what you love. So the more that I look at my home as a canvas, as something that year after year I'm planting seeds, I'm building it, I'm cultivating it, I'm designing it, and it's an ever-changing living thing, the more joy I find, the more I find that my creativity is ignited, the more joy I find in fixing things and DIYing things, taking time to cultivate this masterpiece that is my own. It's like I get to choose the colors that go on to this painting. I get to choose, and I find that so empowering. The second thing is treating motherhood like a career. And not just a career for this season, but really understanding that it is a lifelong job. Therefore, give yourself grace. When I studied to become a nurse, I studied for 4 years. I had to take a national test to qualify me for that job. And every single year, I had continuing education that I had to complete in addition to the hours that I worked as a bedside nurse. It was required that I continuously grow in my role as a nurse. And if I wasn't, then that was reflected back to me, and I was shown the ways and areas in which I was needed and called to grow. And that is something that used to really get me down as a mother. Was I just used to feel so overwhelmed with everything that I didn't know, especially as my kids get older. There's more new things that I faced, like choosing to homeschool. You're always going to be overwhelmed with the things that you don't know. But when you can look at it instead as almost just like the next adventure that you're on, how fun it is and cool it is, I am called to constantly continue to grow and learn. You know, when I stepped away from my career as a nurse and I stepped into the career of motherhood, I really struggled with my identity. I really struggled with feeling less than my husband, less than other people that worked outside of the home, because I suddenly felt like I wasn't smart enough anymore. Like I wasn't using my knowledge. I wasn't using my skills. But I just realized that it's not that I'm lost anything. It's that I'm gaining new ones. This is now my career. This is now my domain. This is now where I am being called to continuously grow and educate myself and fill myself with knowledge. So whether it's you want to learn more about cooking, or maybe it's sewing, or a skill that you want to acquire, how amazing is it that now is your full-time job? Your full-time job is now the ability and the requirement that you get to learn and grow in your skills as a wife, a mom, and a homemaker. The third thing that really empowered me was treating myself like the CEO of my home. Again, this comes back to our mindset around being a mother and a homemaker. Do we just look at ourselves as a victim of the circumstance? Are we looking at it from a point of view of lack and victimhood? Or are we looking at it from a place of, I choose this, I want this is of value to me, and therefore I'm going to protect it and nurture it, and I'm going to steward it well. I just recently finished a book by Sally Clarkson called Own Your Life. She talks so much about this in her book, about being the CEO of your life. And part of being the CEO of your life is being willing to identify and eliminate the chaos over and over and over again. You know, it's so easy to pass the buck. It's so easy to be like, oh, not my problem. As an employee for an establishment, you know that when you run into an issue or a problem at work, you pass it on to your manager, who passes it on to his supervisor, who passes it on. You get the point. As a homemaker, you are the employee, the manager, the supervisor, the CEO. Therefore, it's up to you. Don't let that overwhelm you. Don't let that be daunting. Let it be a feather in your cap of, this is my domain. Therefore, I'm the one who gets to decide, is this of value? Is this serving my family? Does this bring me joy? You get to decide what you get to keep and what you eliminate. Is this helping my family thrive? Is this helping me thrive? Or is this bogging me down? Is this creating chaos? Is this creating stress, overwhelm, confusion for me, my kids, and my spouse? And if it is, you eliminate it. I'm constantly doing this in my own home. I'm constantly evaluating and assessing and decluttering what is no longer serving me. By doing this, I avoid that toxic pattern that I used to find myself in, of just constantly feeling like I was being bombarded, or like I had no control over my circumstances, over how I was feeling. You have the authority as the mother and the homemaker. And it's also important to remember that you are not alone. You have employees. You have a partner, aka your spouse, your kids. Employ them to help you. You are the CEO, but they are a part of this with you. So remember that, and how important it is and how cool it is that you get to start teaching these skills of teamwork, of discipline, of responsibility to your kids. And the fourth thing is, remember that you are the author of your own legacy. You are sovereign in your choices, in how you live your life. The only person that we answer to is God. The only person that we need to please at the end of the day is God. So if he's the only one we need to please, and we're consulting with him, and we are walking with him, and we're praying to him, and we are asking him for guidance, and he's instilling these visions and dreams and goals on our hearts, then we must trust that that is for us and there's a purpose in that. We must be willing to have the courage to walk that path. And that means owning our own sovereignty. That means not looking to other people for the answers, not comparing, not assessing our worth compared to what other people have, but asking ourselves, am I walking the path that God has laid before me? Am I trusting in where He is leading me? And if you are, then know and trust and have faith that you are walking towards your highest good and the highest good of all. Trust that you are writing a legacy that is going to inspire the next generation, your kids and their grandkids, of what it means to really, truly live an intentional life, to live a life that honors and glorifies God, because it's not going to look the same as everyone else's. And the last thing is consume with intentionality. Buy and consume only what you need and make more space for what you crave. The more I have decluttered my life, the more I have weeded out all of the things that are not in alignment with me and who God has called me to be in my own sovereign path, the more I have opened up spaciousness to ask myself the question, what is it that I truly crave? What is it that I truly want? And the less time that I waste trying to do all the things that I think I should do, and I just focus on the things that I need to do and want to do for my family, for our goals, for our vision, for our future, the more spaciousness I've found that I actually have to pursue the things that I actually crave to do, like learning how to cook and bake sourdough and projects in my home. I wouldn't have had any of that if I had allowed myself to stay stuck in the mindset that I wasn't enough, that I needed to be something else, that I needed to keep up with what everyone else is doing. The less I consume and the more I consume with intentionality, the happier I am, the more fulfilled I am, and the more content I am in my daily life as a wife and a mom and a homemaker. So my loves, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, I would so appreciate it if you would give it a like, give it a thumbs up, and let me know down below if this was helpful for you. I so appreciate you being here, and I hope that you hit that subscribe button. I put out new videos every single week on motherhood, homemaking, and intentional living. And until next time, bye.